Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. And for those of you who missed the live stream on Saturday evening, we went and leased this Joskin trailer for the live stream. That's why we've got it. We were using it to ferry logs from the trees up there over to the mill and to sell them. Well, not to the mill, well, actually, to start with, we were taking them up here. But I'm not sure if we've got a bug on there. Now, I still haven't actually updated the game. There's a new update that's come out, and I haven't actually installed that update yet. So, yeah, there's probably... Well, there may be something on that. But we sold 2 trees, and they were chopped up very, very different, and we had exactly the same amount of money from both of those trees. So I am wondering if there was a slight bug with it, or if there's like a maximum limit or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, anyway, we did sell some trees. We did sell some timber, but it didn't, well, I don't know, it didn't seem to go quite as well as I'd hoped. But anyway, the live stream was absolutely amazing. I had a lot of fun, and I was absolutely blown away by the support that I received, and some of the amazing, incredible gestures that happened. The Great Book of Names has substantially increased in the number of names. I am in the process, well, I'm not in the process, someone else is looking at making a mod for me. I'm not going to say anything more about it now, until until some things have been worked out. They're looking at making a mod for me that will be a placeable that I can put down, and every named Frithgardian that is in that book will then be able to be put straight into the game, and we'll be able to use them. I've been told about several different mods as well. There's some placeable mods for leveling terrain. There's a horse trainer mod that's out that you can use for training your horses if you want to. And I haven't actually installed any of these mods yet. I am going to. They are on my to-do list. It's just that I haven't actually gotten around to it today. I normally would have recorded this episode before Saturday's live stream. It's just that things have been happening this week, and I wasn't able to. So this is actually Sunday for me. It's very unusual for me to be doing very much recording on a Sunday, because this is normally my day off. But yeah, we've gotten a little bit behind, and I was already a bit behind because of all of the new stuff. So yeah, this is how I am now doing this after the live stream instead of before. What I wanted to do is just want to move these over here out of the way, like this, and let's just check our animals. We've got productivity. We've got plenty of grass and hay in here. We weren't getting any wool from those. There was no wool coming through. People did say, after the last video, that the chicken eggs were actually spawning properly down here. And they spawned before I moved the stump grinder up here. Oh, we've now got wool as well. Wool has now spawned. I didn't even notice as that had turned up, but that's brilliant. So we've now got some wool here. The sheep are... Well, they've got a little bit of grass tipped out, but generally speaking, they're going to be alright. We've got grass planted on here. Some of it is fertilized and some of it is not. And then over here, we've got our wheat growing in this field, and then we've got grass growing over in the field over there. I want to go up here. Get our Case Premium over there. Is that a Case Premium? Case Pro, sorry. Case Pro, the 7210. I'm getting this one, and I want to go and get the stump grinder in a minute, and we're going to grind out the stumps that are left from the trees that we did cut down. I'm not going to worry about those couple of trees that are left at the moment. Maybe we'll do that in a future live stream or something like that, or we'll just do it another day. I'm not going to worry about it right now. We will deal with that later, because what I'd like to do is remove those tree stumps up there, and then we've done pretty much everything that we need to do at the moment. So we're going to fast forward time and then jump through the night. Maybe we'll do a little bit more. I forgot to check the horses. Right, Tech Lime has had a little bit of riding. Tyree has had quite a bit. 80% on Tyree. So we'll do a little bit more riding while we're fast forwarding time, so we can at least get Tyree up to 100% and then start working on Tech Lime as well. and get those horses properly exercised and out. Cerberus, our wonderful dog down there, he's just kind of hanging out and chilling at the moment. We'll go back and see him in a minute as well. We need to see him tonight. And then tomorrow, what I'm hoping is this grass will have grown a bit longer. And the piece up here at the top, we're going to be wanting to turn this into more field. At the moment, we can't. Well, we can, actually. We can turn this into more field if we want to. I'm choosing not to at the moment because it's going to take absolutely ages to plough that up. So I figure, you know, we'll leave that just a little bit longer and then we'll come back and we'll do it another time. Right now, I just want to get rid of these so that I can then do a bit of mowing. We haven't done any mowing. We haven't done anything like that. So I'd like to do some mowing and I'd like to have a look at some of the new stuff that's available with mowing and so on. I'm going to leave that grinding a second. Now, obviously, in the mowers, we do have this bad boy here, but this isn't one that I want to use at the moment. No, we want to go into the ordinary mowers over here. There they are. We've got these here, so we can go for a disc bine. We can go for the Krone over here. Now, this one does actually fold round, so it's a side-mounted mower, which is 4.3 meters, which is a fair size, really. It is quite a big mower. We've got these here, the two Novacat ones, which end up being the butterfly mowers. Now, my thoughts were the disc bine right there, and possibly taking the Pottinger to go with it would be kind of our cheapest setup, I thought. Maybe the Krone instead of the disc bine here. This one's 4 meters and this one's 4.3, so we do have a slightly increased cutting width. It's quite difficult as well using the disc bine. It can be a bit awkward maneuvering it round, whereas this one, because it's all on 3-point linkage, should be a little bit easier. Why aren't you doing anything? Come on. We need this one to grind out. I need this stump gone. It's staying here is unacceptable now. Ah, there we go. Right. We've got that one out, and there were 3 more, I believe, weren't there? Were there 3 more? Let's zoom out a little bit and have a look. Ah, there it is. It's up the top there. I knew there was one up here somewhere. We've got some very small trees up there as well, but they're only very, very small. They're not going to get in the way. So we'll bring this one back round like that, and then reverse up. Easy does it. Easy does it. There. So the mower is not one I'm particularly concerned about, but the rake. The rake is one that I'm quite looking forward to trying out, because we haven't tried that at all. It's a completely new type of rake, at least for me to be using. And Tedder's right there. It's not on here. Okay, it's not under Tedder's. Back. Windrowers. This one. This one right here, you can drag that one along. We could even put that one behind the Mahindra and drag it along. I've seen it happen. I've actually seen it happening with one of these. But it looks like this one doesn't actually have an option for just tedding. It looks like it's only got an option for being a windrower, which seems a bit odd. I would have thought this one would have the option for doing both. I mean, this is the one that we're going to go for. It's quite cheap. It's not bad. 23,000. That's not too bad. I mean, yeah, that one's cheaper, but I figure it'll be all right. Right, we've done that stump there. Well, I say normally that the old versions of those, they had the option for both. You could use those ones with the wheels on like that as tedders or as ones for rowing up. It just depended on the angle that you put the wheels. So I don't know if it's actually got that or not. I really hope that it does. That was the first thing I seen when I sort of looked at that. The first thing I thought was, I really hope we can actually turn that into, you know, a tedder and a windrower, because that would be really cool. But I don't know about the new ones. I know that like the modern ones. I've seen plenty of videos of people putting them behind a pickup because they don't actually require power takeoff at all. Those ones with the wheels like that, it's all land driven. Those wheels just roll along the ground, and that's how they operate. So you can put them on any machine you want, as long as the machine will pull it. It works, and it works well. So that's what I was quite looking forward to doing, was being able to get that one going. Slice this down. Come on. taking its time to get through this. I don't know if these stumps are, like, extra big or if we're just missing it a little bit. Quite sure. Come on. I want you to slice! It really doesn't want to slice, does it? Then, of course, we've got the option, once we've done that, I got to decide whether we're making silage or hay. I'm thinking that we go for some hay so that we've got some for the sheep, which would kind of be a good idea. But maybe we could wrap some of the bales. And then wrappers, we've got baling technology over here. That's the only square baler we got at the moment. Is that one right there. And it's a rather expensive option. So we've got that round baler. You got this round baler here, which does also wrap the bales if you want. And then you got that one there, which wraps the bales. That's 54,000. And then we've got our new wrapper back here. 39,000. No, that one there. 8,200. Right, that's nice and cheap as far as wrappers go. So we could probably go for that one. And we could probably use... Why aren't we actually grinding this stump out? Do I need to do it like that? There's got to be a reason for this. There does definitely have to be a reason for this. Go forward a little bit. Oh. Right, I'm starting to get a little bit disappointed. Oh, no, there we go. It's just getting the right bits. That's what it's always been with this, is getting that stump grinder on exactly the right spot in order to make it work. And sometimes that can be a little bit tricky, just finding that sweet spot for the stump to sort of be able to work. So I bring this lot down here. And obviously we can't afford anything like buildings for our machinery. So 90% of our stuff is parked outside. We've got a few things parked undercover over there, but most of it is just outside. That's fine. We can cope with that. And we're going to go over here. So we're going to start fast forwarding time like that. I'm hoping I've got nothing else I need to do. You got 20% left on you, so we're going to ride you first. And we're going to just finish off this riding that you need. We'll jump over there. And, right. Something that I have been asked to do. Something that people have asked me to attempt to do. Because it's really, really funny. And it is possible. If you can get it right. You can go up into the trees. There, look. I'm not sure we're supposed to be able to climb the trees, but we have climbed a tree with a horse. Tyree is a very clever horse, and he has done it for us. But yeah, apparently climbing trees is currently a thing in Farming Simulator. Who would have guessed it? Right, we'll go along this way. There's a little track that goes up here, but there was another thing back here somewhere. Oh, yeah, I didn't mean to do that. We climbed the tree once. You don't need to show off and do it many, many times. I want to go round this way. Yeah, we had a thing back here, didn't we? It was up this way. Let me climb off there a second. Yeah, it was over here. Ah, yeah. I seen this one already, and I sort of looked at the front, Jet Set Farming 2148, but I didn't look at the logo on the side, and someone said I really should check it out, because it looks a bit like my logo, my channel logo. And you're right, it does look a little bit like my channel logo. That's actually really cool, I like that. That's brilliant. Okay, what else we got? You can't go into the water. I think there's a barrier there or something, but we're not after doing that at the moment, anyway. What we want to do is, we want to take... Go on, Tyree. We want to take Tyree along here. We go running up through here. So there's logs along this track. I found these logs on his track when we started up doing the live stream. And that's not what we want to do. Can you get off of the tree? There we go. But yeah, there are logs along this track. There's a track that goes behind the... Oh, no, it's over this way. I went the wrong way. Goes behind... I didn't actually realize there's quite a section here for logs and that. But you see the logs that are lying around on the ground and, like, up this little track up here? Those logs, you can actually pick them up. Just in case anybody didn't know, you can pick those logs up and you can take them to the... sawmill, and you can sell them. They're worth money. They do actually have some money. I was just trying to turn lights on, but apparently Tyree doesn't have any headlights. Let me have a look. He is at 100% on his daily riding. So we're going to take him back. He's awesome at his jumping. He really is. He is very cool at his jumping. So we'll run him back, and we'll see if we've got time to do any riding with Techlime before midnight. Probably not. It's 2100 already. Jump in there. Jump off, and Tyree. Where are you, Tyree? There. There. You just go up to him and you click, and then that does the brushing. So let's jump onto him here, Techlime. Jump. Jump. Nope. Okay, we'll go like that. And then we'll jump out. Right. We've managed to jump out. We don't want to go too far away because I want to be able to get off and not go into my own house. I'm not going to try and put a horse into the house. All I wanted to do is just like run a lap or two around the pen just to bring it up, and then we'll jump off of him, put him back in the pen in just a minute, just to get his daily riding skill up a tiny little bit before midnight, because I think it's midnight that we do want to change. So if I jump in here like this and then climb off, he's back in his stable at 2300. I'll go over here, brush him down a little bit. There we go. Let's just check. Okay, Techlime is on 28%. Tyree is on 100%. We'll come back here. We'll wait. We just got to wait for that to go through another 20 minutes. 10 minutes. And I'm pretty sure it's at midnight that it changes. So we do midnight change. We've lost $2,000 for loan and other such costs. They're both now back to zero. So Techlime is now worth 8,300, and he's back up to 15%. Remember, that did drop down a little bit. Tyree is now worth 17,000, and he's gone up to 34%. So his value is slowly increasing. As we do more riding with him, his value is increasing by a decent amount. It's actually quite cool. So we're going to wake him up now and go for a little ride like this. And I'm just going to ride him up and down a little bit until morning. We're going to do some early morning, late night riding. And then in the morning, I'm hoping that the crops will have grown, the grass will have grown a little bit, and maybe we'll be ready to do a little bit of mowing. Morning is coming. It's on its way. We've got a load of broadleaf weeds in the grass field over here. And I've noticed at the moment that weeds only ever seem to turn up just as the crop ripens, which does seem to be the wrong time of the whole, crop process for weeds to turn up. But what I'm wondering is, can we do a preventative... Oh no, there's weeds in here now. Previously, I've noticed that the weeds only seem to turn up when the crop is about to ripen. But this time round, no, they've done it a little bit differently. So we're just going to... I'm going to keep fast-forwarding time until 7:30. And I'm going to bring this horse... We'll take our horse back now. I've been riding quite a long time. So we'll put down the time down to 1%. Just one time. And we'll jump out. Tyree is back in the stable. We've done 67% riding on Tyree. Just quickly brush him down like that. And we'll have a look. So Techlime over here. He's looking pretty good. Tyree is also looking pretty good. 34% on there, $17,000. So he's in a position that we could sell him if we wanted to. We've got 17 litres of eggs there. It just says 17 litres right the way across. Productivity, 95%, because cleanliness is coming down a little bit. On the sheep, we got nearly 1,000 litres of wool for the sheep, which is 3 little sections on it. Chickens over here. See, we got 3 box. We're on our 3rd box now, so that's working. And then we got the wool up there. So we got weeds everywhere. So our next thing that we need to do is go and spray all the weeds off. And then we should actually be ready for harvesting some grass. We've got fertilized 60%, weed 100%. We haven't done enough fertilizer on our grass. That's one mistake that we have made, is we haven't done enough fertilizer. We want to go, you have a look over here, look. See, we got weeds over all of it. And I've only done 1 layer of fertilizer over All of it. I don't know if I can put more fertilizer on the field or not, whether or not it's going to... I don't think it's going to work. But what we're going to want to do is not the Mahindra, not that one. We're going to want this one right here. We're going to undo the grab a minute. We'll take that one off. There we go. I'll lower that one down and take that one off completely. And then we're going to need the front weight because the sprayer is quite heavy. So we'll lower that one down there. There we go. And we'll spin round and we'll put the front weight on. Then we go and get that sprayer, and that one should have enough weed killer in it to be able to go and do all of our land. At least this is what I'm hoping. And then we will be able to, once we've done the spraying... I don't know if we can put fertilizer on at the last minute. Because you couldn't, when it was ready to harvest, you couldn't in the other one. Although, we're not going to be doing that for all of it, are we? Oh, hang on, I'll tell you what. Before we do this, let's go and get the narrow wheels on first. Then we can go and get the sprayer. And, like, spraying that field there and then putting some fertilizer on it, that's going to work quite well. We'll be able to do that. So bring you over here and very quickly go into here. So we're going to go to customize like that. And I want to go wide tires and narrows. That's what we want right there. So customize. That is completely free. Yes. Then we go back over and hitch that one back on. Now, it could be argued that we wouldn't want the weight because it's going to be pushing us further down into the grass. And that's going to... make the ruts deeper. However, because of the weight that we've got on the back, I feel it would be better for the tractor and for the control of the tractor in the field to have the weight to balance that out a bit. I think the extra weight is I think that the lack of control on the steering would be a worse situation to be in than having that extra weight on the front. So, weighing up the two options that we've got, I do think that this is the better one, having the extra weight on these crop tires. At least this is what I'm thinking. I may obviously be completely and totally wrong. It has happened once or twice before. So we'll bring this one up like this. I'm going to raise that up a bit, I think. There, we've got 1,300 litres here. So let's get started on that, and then I'll just bring that one up like that. Just wondering if I would put the standard put the hired help going on this. It's whether or not it's going to be able to turn round at the top of the field or not. I could try, I suppose. Let's try it. Let's see what the hired help can do. Whether or not the hired help can do this. I always prefer to use hired help. I know that it does cost me money. The money ticks down, especially like in the time-lapse series. The money does tick down quite drastically on that one. I still prefer to use the hired help, though. It's just easier all round to use the hired help for all the jobs. They line up beautifully. They do everything that they're supposed to do. The turning in the fields is much better. It's much more controlled. And it does actually seem to be working. Now, while that one's busy working, I'm going to go over here, and I'm curious to see... Let's lower that down a minute. Take that off. Curious to see if this case has an option for narrow tires. Because if it does, we'll put narrow tires on, and then we'll take the fertilizer and we'll go and fertilize that field of grass behind the house. If it doesn't, then obviously I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, we can kill two birds with one stone here, and we can go and get some more fertilizer on. I also want to fertilize that field of crops right there. So let me go. Hang on, steering wheel's moving. There, right. Customize. Customize. Wide tires. Rear twins. Twins. Oh, excellent. Customize the tractor. There we go. And then we'll put that one on like that. And now I can do fertilizing. So we can go and fertilize. Let's not hammer the bales off of that trailer. That's not going to help us, is it? It's not going to be a good idea. I can now go and start doing some fertilizer spreading. We've got fertilizer that we should be able to put onto the weed field behind us right here. First of all, I'm just going to go with our standard crop field over there. That one is definitely one that we can put fertilizer on, and it's going to boost our yield of wheat that we eventually get. And then the sprayer, is he finished? I think he has. Right, well, as he's finished, we'll put this one over here, like this, look. And I'll bring him up to there, and I'm just going to press H right there. How far out is that going? That's actually working fairly well. I don't know if it's going to go right through all of it very well, but I'm hoping so. So, oh no, you are turning. I didn't realize that you were actually turning properly. You've managed to figure out how to do it. So you're going to go down through and you're going to spray there. You should go right the way down to the end, but we're going to have to watch this one. It's not spraying the field of grass. Even though the field of grass has got weeds on it, it's not actually spraying it. Now, I have seen it spray it previously, but this time it's not doing it. Whether it's because it's a neighbouring field or something, I'm not really sure, but that seems a little bit strange that it's not doing it there. You've come all the way down there, and then you're going to stop. So we'll bring you back round. Helper C has completed their task. We will attempt to spray. I'd like to be able to spray this field. I'm hoping that we can. Start that up. No. Right, it's not letting me spray this field. I don't know why, but that spray isn't working. It's not doing it. We've got weeds on the field, but it's not letting me spray it. Is it sprayed any of it? Okay, that's very weird. I don't know. Unless it's because the grass is ripe. It might be because the grass is already done, and I've left it too late. Not sure on that. The grass is ready to mow, so we'll go and do that. We'll also see what that fertilizer... Well, actually, the fertilizer spinner is about to change over, so we'll just go and look at that a minute. We'll watch that one come down through. He's going to turn now. He's gotten up to there. Perfect. Then he's going to back up, and he's going to turn round, and we'll see if it'll go just across onto there, because look, we got a little tiny little bit of weed there. That's fine. We can live with that. But why have we got weeds on there and it's not letting me do anything with it? And if you go back through to here, you do have to click on grass in order for it to show up like that. And then you go through like this. I think it's because it's ripe. It's saying it's ready to harvest. At least this is my theory. Although, it's not like fully ready to harvest yet, is it? I don't know. And I'm not quite sure what's happened there. You've stopped. What are you doing? If I go back to soil composition like this, remove weed bit and remove that bit. Nope. That's not come up ready to go. Even though this one's moving back round and it should now be ready to go, but oh, hang on, no, it looks like there might be a little strip in there that it's ready to do. Are you gonna... Oh, no, it's got to there and it's saying it's stopped. We'll soon find out. We'll go up into the actual field up here, and I'm just going to start the fertilizer up a little bit. Spin round there like that, and then we'll have a look. No. Okay, so you can't put fertilizer on there or anything once it's ready to cut. So that's done. It's now ready to cut. We'll just park this one up. We want to then get into the other tractor. We want to take that sprayer off and change the tires back over. Then we need to go racing off up to the dealership, and we need to get ourselves a new mower. Which one am I getting? I'm going to get the two. I'm not going to get the butterfly ones, because I don't think we can warrant the expense of the butterfly ones at the moment. I know it's not like a huge difference between the butterfly ones and the other ones, but there is a difference, and we've got other machines that we're going to need to buy as well. So we want to try and keep this as reasonably cheap as we can. So let's bring you back this way, dump you in here, and then we'll swap those wheels over. Alright, we go with wide tyres. That's the ones we've been using. There we go. Jump back into here. we're not going to actually want the front weight, are we? Because we're buying 2 mowers. So we're going to need space on the front for 1 mower and space on the back for another mower. Strangely, I know that it does seem very odd that we might want such a thing. But yes, we do in fact want such a thing. So let's just lower that weight down there and leave it there. That's out of the way-ish. And we go racing off up the shop. Get our 2 mowers, get them back, and get them into that crop. I'm really itching to start mowing now. I want to see what kind of yield we're going to get. We're not going to have time to get to the actual rake today, but we can at least do a little bit of mowing. I really love the way he leans in his seat when you go around the corners. It is such an awesome little detail. It's only like a tiny little detail, but it is genuinely awesome that he does that. It leans to the side as you go around the corners. Now, we want the Kuhn one right here. This one has no option, so we will buy that one just as it is. There we go. And back from there. And then we want this Pottinger Novacat 301 Ed right here. So we'll buy Ed as well. Back. And right, that's going to do for now. Not getting anything else for a minute. Oops, I didn't want to switch that one off. Although, can I actually... No, I don't think I can. I was just wondering if I could, like, hitch on the mowers and then hitch on a trailed implement behind the mowers as well. But no, I don't think... you can't do that because of the way that the Kuhn mower is stuck out behind you. I was thinking for a minute that it was up in the air above you, but it's not. So we've got that mower right there. And we'll bring this one back through. I've been told that there is a no collision camera mod that is out, and a couple of people have given links to it. I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the episode. I know I said about the horse trainer mod, but yeah, there's a no camera collision mod that is already out. So I will try to find some of these mods, and obviously any mods I start using, as usual, if they're not on Mod Hub, there'll be links in the description down below. But those are the first 2 that I'm going to try to get for this coming week. Is the no camera collision one, and I don't know about the horse trainer one. We might consider doing the horse trainer one. It depends on other stuff that I want to do, whether or not I actually want to use the horse trainer mod. It could be quite cool to take a look at it. Several people said that I should go and take a look because it does look good. And then there's another placeable one that a few people have recommended. Nigel Pipe, in particular, has gone and done quite a bit of testing on it and said that he found it to be... It is quite useful. You do have to play around with it a bit while you're leveling stuff out. There's another mod that's out as well that is allowing the placeables to be put down anywhere. They're not having the blocks put on them. And at the moment, with the standard game, you're sort of being blocked. But this overrides that. My only concern with that is I'm not sure what it's going to do to the actual game. If you're overriding all the blocks and you can like put the placeables down almost one inside the other, what's it doing? How is that going to affect the overall game? So I'm genuinely not sure about that. It's the only one that I'm not sure about, whether I want to actually use it. So we've got that huge, great big mower behind us that swings out round. We're going to start right here like this, and I'm just going to start that one up, like that, and then I go to the front one, and I start that one up as well. Now, what you do now, once you've got them started up, is you press Control-V, and if it's anything like FS17, which it is, they both drop down one after the other, so you don't have to keep switching between them. You just press Control-V, and it drops them both down one after the other. It's a very convenient way of doing it. So we are going to go up here and weave in and out of these trees. It's just that we're not actually cutting them off at the moment. So we've got to remember that there is going to be gaps. Right. We've also got to remember that as we do our mowing, if we turn, we're leaving a little bit of a gap beside this mower. So we're leaving a little strip of grass in places, which is not great as far as I'm concerned. I mean, yeah, if we can get some... You know, I really should go a little bit further out towards the edge. I'm actually, like, skipping the whole chunk off the edge of my field right here. Which, there's room for improvement on that. It's because of this bit down here. I remembered that this bit here is a bit uneven. And some places are uneven, but we don't need to, like, panic about all of it being uneven. the weeds are actually getting cut off, so I don't know if we're taking a penalty to the yield of the field or not with the weeds being cut off. There's something that we'll have to look at a later date. Whether anybody... I will keep an eye out for that, but whether anybody does know at the moment, do you get like a yield loss by doing anything like that? Does anyone know? It would be a really cool piece of information if anybody does know about that. And it's turning into the corner. We are leaving little bits behind, so this is not a good mower combination. We've now firmly established that we've got a poor mower combination right here. I mean, yeah, it's only on the outside rounds, and then once we go to do the inside rounds, we can do straight up and down for the land work. If I move in like this, I can get most of this bit that I missed. Like that. Plus I can get that. Okay, that strip there isn't mowing anyway. It's just leaving a strip behind as I go around that corner. Wasn't doing it. And I go along here, and then we've got another strip there that has been left behind. So that I can... There we go, we've taken that out now. That's nice and tidy. And then we'll come up here. Right, I will go Control V, like that. And then I'm going to bring this down here. Like that. Control V again. And then... Yeah, see, it's actually leaving some bits of the grass there. It's not mowing that at all. And I don't really know why it's not cutting that. Is it because I've driven over it and it won't cut it in that stage of growth or something? Because it used to cut in every stage of growth, didn't it? Right? If the grass was grown at all, it would cut it. But so now it would appear that if I drive on it, it's not going to cut it. It is lifting the mower when it's not actually being used, which is kind of cool. And yeah, it may slow things down a bit at times, but I still think that's kind of a cool thing to have happen. And oh, it did manage to get all of it all the way out. I'm sure it's going to leave a little bit just there, look, little tiny patch. And also it's done a very neat turn on there. So it's going to come up here and then it's going to turn round. Like that. Right, I reckon that strip there is where we've driven over it. And because we've now driven over it, the mower is mowing even though it's up in the air, which is not brilliant. But yeah, because we've driven over it, it doesn't actually like it. And that does seem to be an odd thing to happen. I'm not quite sure why that would happen, but hey, we'll live with it. We can cope with that. The main thing right now is that we are actually mowing. We've got these great big mowers together, and so long as they are going in dead straight lines, they do actually mow really well. There's a very nice animation on the actual mower in there. It's animating that quite beautifully, actually. Surprisingly so. I know that we've got this thing. This one here on the front is actually cutting even though it's up in the air, which it shouldn't be doing, but again, I think that's just like a minor detail. There, right there. That's quite a cool looking picture, isn't it? Let's do this so that we've got an even cooler looking picture. How much are we going to be able to go up there before it stops mowing? Is it going to hang that mower out over the edge and let us actually use it? I know it won't go up this way too far and let us use it, but I'm hoping that it'll do a little bit of that up to the top. Come up through. Do your turning round. And then we'll have another go back through. And then I'm going to go and get that rake with the Mahindra. At the beginning of the next episode, I'm not going to do it in today's episode, but at the beginning of the next episode, we're going to go with the Mahindra and we're going to see if we can pull that rake back. I'd like to be able to go round the field with the Mahindra with that rake and see if it's actually possible to pull it. We know that in theory it's possible to pull the cultivator with it if you use the trailed lifter, but that was a bit much for it. It was genuinely struggling with that. But being able to use a rake like that, I've seen so many videos of pickups and cars and all sorts of vehicles running up and down fields using those types of rakes, those types of trailed rakes. So it does seem like something that would be very realistic. It does seem like something that could actually happen in real life and not be out of place. So we've got one strip here, that mower's coming down there, and judging by where the field is, we might get another pass all the way down through with both the mowers together. And then the last little bit, obviously, we're going to have to do ourselves. I'm starting to think that it's only going to do the front mower, and it's not going to do the side mower. I think it's going to be just a little tiny bit out. I can adjust it over. We'll see in a minute. Let him turn round, and then we'll see whether or not it's going to cut it. This is the big question. Is it going to cut both strips, or is it going to just use the front mower? The big question here. This is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. There goes the front one, and yes, it is. It's going to do the whole thing all the way down. So we've got one big strip all the way down with both the mowers, and then it'll stop down the other end, and we're going to have to do the rest manually. However, I have run out of time for today's episode, so we will finish this field off next time, and then we'll go and mow that one, and then we'll be doing raking and other such tasks. So if you have enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.